Hello folks and welcome back to another video. In this week's video you might notice I'm back up in Perthshire at Morris Leslie Auctions. We're here a few days before the next auction to see what's coming up. There's some mental cars here, so stay tuned for this. Let's get right into this video. So we're going to start off in the first hall like we usually do, and then we'll move through to the bigger hall after this. So first off, we're starting with a Mercedes. So we do see these going through the auction quite a lot. This is a 190e, and interestingly enough, this car's got no reserve on it, so this will be going on Saturday, no matter what. Could go for £50. But another car that we see quite a lot is a Jaguar. We've seen this before, so I'm going to pass this up. And same with this Rolls Royce Corniche. We've seen this a couple of times, so that's going through again. But you might notice this. A beautiful Mark 1 Ford Escort 1300 GT. Look at that striking paintwork, that is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to be going out and driving this pretty soon, and I can't wait for it. This is one of my dream cars. Obviously, no specifically the 1300 GT, but what a car, man. It looks a bit more red on camera than it does in person. It's a very bright orange, but wow, it's absolutely beautiful. So the Escort itself was first registered on the 14th of June 1971, quite a few years ago now, but the thing's just done under 100,000 miles. I think it's sitting about 93,000. But on the inside of the car, it's got the full leather interior. I even had a seat on the back seats. They're really comfy. It's got the wooden dash with what I'm assuming is the original steering wheel. Under the bonnet, we're pretty standard in here, other than the K&N filter on top. I'm not sure, I think that is the standard carb though, and then obviously the big strut brace as well. Round the back we have a nice chrome back box sitting underneath there. I even had a wee drive in this car without the camera even being on, just soaking it up, because what a car. Absolute beauty of a classic car. The estimate for this car when it goes for the auction is £10,000 to £12,750. Seems like a bargain to me. I might just go and get a bank loan for it. What a beauty, man. Just next to the Mark 1 Escort we have this, a Mercedes E240. Now this thing looks pretty basic, but I do like the wheels. They're absolutely minted. They really go with that car. I like the champagne colour as well. Next to that we have a Jaguar XK8. See these quite a lot. And then another Saab. So this is the 9.3 Turbo. It looks really nice in this colour. I'm not sure on the exact colour, but with a polish that would come up absolutely minted. Next to the Saab we have a BMW 323i Touring. Now this is a bit of me, I really like these cars. I love an E36 and I love a BMW Touring, so two of my favourite things right here. This thing is really nice. Automatic, I did not see that, but that'll be for someone. Nice comfy cruising for going along the motorway. We have the full leather interior as well. So yeah, a really nice car. It looks pretty clean to be fair, and obviously that massive boot space as well. And I think it's on original dealer plates as well. But obviously this does have sill covers on it, but as you can see in that arch it doesn't look too bad. A wee bit of blistering and stuff, but for the age of the car that's not too bad. This has done 61,000 miles and the estimate on this is £5,000 to £5,750. We also have a Triumph TR7 with the big V8 in it. This thing also has no reserve on it. It's finished in a really nice green colour. Interior looks pretty nice as well. We've got all our gauges and stuff. Pretty basic interior, but it's everything that you need. We have this, a Mercedes SL320. Now this thing looks pretty menacing to be fair, in my opinion anyway. Look at that, it's quite cool, I quite like that. Not my usual kind of car, it is automatic, but it's still pretty nice though. We have a Jaguar 2.4, or a Daimler, you know what it's like. But this has got red interior, pretty cool. Very, very nice in there. Look at that luxury leather. Let's have a wee seat. You just sink into it. We also have this Land Rover Defender. Now this thing looks absolutely ancient, but the first registration for this car was actually in 2023. Now that is down to the upgraded engine that's in this car. You might notice it has a few more modern touches as well, like the headlights down here as well, and that massive light bar up there. And I was talking about the engine upgrade, and here it is. Look at that. That is not meant to be in there. What a lump. Wow. I bet you this thing moves as well. Yeah. Look at how cool the interior is in this thing as well. all really basic in here. Just all the dials you need and stuff. It has got a wee bit of a modern touch with this screen here. I'm assuming that's for the upgraded engine. But look at the size of the seats. They're absolutely tiny. And then you've got all that room in the back as well. We also have an Austin 8 van. This thing's beautiful. I really like this. Really clean in here. It's obviously all been redone, but it looks so good. Unfortunately, the sign writing isn't paint, it is a sticker, but still. But in the interior, it's really clean as well. It's all been redone in here. Fresh white interior as well. And then obviously you can even see down to the base of the seats, they're all fresh black as well. So that does it for the first row. Coming round to the second row, we have a Toyota RAV4. Now that's pretty modern compared to the usual cars that are in here. That is not modern. Some sort of carriage. Then there's another carriage right next to it. Do these even have names? Nah, they've not got like a brand name or that, but pretty interesting nonetheless. Next to that whiskey thing, we have this, a Mercedes SLK. Now this thing has actually been in an auction before when it was silver, but it's now been painted this green colour, which is rather interesting to say the least. So yes, it has been fully resprayed, checks and everything behind the doors as well, but I don't know if I would have picked this colour. After the Mercedes we have a Rover 2000, another Land Rover Defender and another Mercedes. But next to that, to end this row off in terms of cars anyway, is this, a 1999 Volkswagen Polo. Now apart from a few blemishes to the paintwork, this thing's actually really clean. You can see how clean it is with even the interior. We've got electric mirrors, electric windows down there as well, and some very quirky seats. This is a 1.4 CL as well, so it might have a wee bit of a get up and go about it as well for what it is. We also have a couple of bikes as well, and that rounds up the second row in here. Coming down at this middle row, we have another Mercedes SL, an MG TF, an Audi TT, a Rover 90, another SLK, a Z3, then a lovely Mark III Vauxhall Astra. This thing's finished in a really nice burgundy colour. All looks in pretty good condition, along with sills and stuff. Looks pretty solid. Again, a wee bit of crispiness on the bottom of the door, and then there's a wee bit up here as well, but pretty cool that. Really like them. Next to the Astra we have this, a Rover Maestro van. Now as you can see, this thing's had a hard life. It's got a lot of battle scars, shall we say, but it's really cool. I've never seen one of these in person before, but wow. It's got fresh wheel trims though. But interior, very basic. Leather seats actually, or fake real leather, but aye, that is definitely interesting. The estimate for this is just £750 to £1,250, so maybe a wee bargain there. Another car that I've decided to bring out today is very fitting for the channel. It's this, a Mark I Vauxhall Nova Saloon. Now obviously I'm restoring a hatchback at the moment, but this being the saloon, a two-door as well at that, this is a 1 litre and it's very cool. I've never seen one of these in person before. Obviously with it being the Mark I, we've got the different front end, different bumpers and stuff. Wee bit of a different look from the facelift Mark II, but there we go man, this is so cool. And unfortunately, looking at this thing, seeing the price it's going for and how clean this actually is, I'm having second thoughts about the one that I bought. I did pay quite a bit of money for my hatchback Nova, but this one's going through the auction for just an estimate of £1,750 to £2,500, which if you know Novas, that's not too bad of a price, especially for a two-door saloon. Now this thing seems really clean. The only sort of part I can notice is the part on the bottom of the door, but that isn't going to take much to sort. The sills look pretty clean. They've obviously been done in the past with the black along the bottom, but it looks pretty clean. Like mine's was all rotten in this inner arch here, but as you can hear, it sounds pretty solid. So it all seems pretty solid. I'm not going to go poking about the car and stuff because it's not my car, but I think what we should do is take it on a wee rip. No a rip, as fast as the 1 litre goes. Right, let's get in here. So the interior in this car is pretty much the same that's in my Nova, except from the seats. These are a bit weird seats, and it smells like cigarettes in here. But it's all very similar in terms of the door cards and dashboard and stuff. It's done just over 79,000 miles. I'm not sure if that's genuine or not, but it probably is. Same steering wheel as mine as well. So we'll get the choke out a wee bit on this, and then we'll get a wee start up, see if it goes. Right away, there we go. High clutch on this one, but here we go. Make sure nobody's coming. Here we go. My door's actually no shut right. Let me shut that. There we go. Right, we've got the car in second gear. Let's see if it moves a wee bit. Wow! Even for a 1 litre, that's alright. That is alright. What are they, 993 cc's or whatever? Wow, that's decent. That is really decent. So there we have it, the Mark 1 Nova Saloon. It is going through the auction for an absolute bargain of a price, but I do think it will go for more though once it gets into that auction environment. But for now, I'm going to take this back and we'll have a look round at more cars. We then have another Vauxhall Nova, this one being a 5-door hatch. Nice wheels on this actually, I really like them. But obviously this is similar to mine, but this has got the facelift with the bigger front bumper and stuff. But really like the colour on this, it's sort of turquoisey blue. Again, with this shape, it's a bit of a different dash and steering wheel. And this is actually one with the emergency button that you can pull out and flip upside down and get the ignition on. And then to finish off this row, we have an Audi 80. Faded paintwork, but still very cool car that you don't see every day. In the last row in this first haul, we have this, a Citroen ZX. It's even been to the Citroen Classic in 2022. That is rather interesting. Cool wheels though. Very popular wheels these for Citroens, but I'm not sure about the car. Not for me anyway, but it's still here. Another MGTF with red interior, red roof, red stripe, red fuel cap as well. We've got another Mercedes SLK and then this, a Porsche 944. Now we've seen a red one of these at the last auction, but this one is really nice. Paintwork's got a few blemishes and stuff, but it's such a nice colour. And if it was freshened up, that would look really nice. I love how wide these things are, man, look at that. Really nice car that. We have some sort of motorbike there, another MGTF and a Hillman Minx. Look at this thing, this looks pretty gangster. With a red leather interior. That seems to be a popular thing from back in the day. With a lot of these older cars anyway. Seems to be quite a popular interior choice. We have a nice dark blue Armstrong Siddeley. Now we've seen one of these before as well in another auction. I think it was silver or cream or something. But this one being blue, it looks different, very different. We have a BMW E39 as well, a car you don't see on the roads as well. Wheels are absolutely tiny for this car. Don't know if they're standard, but they look awfully small in this car. So we've got that, and then to end this row off, a Ford Granada. I seen that just off to the side of the Granada as well, a Honda Z50R. It's like the wee bike that they ride on in Dumb and Dumber. There's also two Morris 1300s sitting in the middle here. This one is decked on the floor, obviously something wrong with the suspension on this one, but it kind of looks cool on that. It's a non-runner as well, but imagine that if it was bagged or something. That would be cool as anything. Right, and that will do us with the first haul. Now we need to go through to the second haul with even more classic cars. Now starting us off in the second haul, we have a lot of commercial stuff back here. Now I don't show as much as on my channel, but for the people that are interested, there's quite a few things back here. Loads of cool sign writing and stuff as well, like example on that. Look at that. It really interests me, but I don't show it as much. I'll show you this little truck here. Well, little truck, it's a massive truck, but look at how cool that is. Very nice. Look at all the sign writing in that. There's a market out there for all this stuff, but we're merely a car channel, so let's go and look at the rest of the cars. So starting us off is actually a Ford Orion. This is a 1988, finished in burgundy, maroony colour, if we open it up. Pretty basic in here, like all the old Fords are, but they're still so characterful. We've even got a Haynes manual in the back seat. How cool is that? How many miles have we got on here? Just 33,000 miles on this thing as well. It looks pretty clean as well. Round arches and stuff. All looks pretty solid in there. And even along the sills. Look at that. Just 33,000 miles on this little Orion. We have a Jaguar XJ V6. Next to that we have an Audi Coupe or Coupe. This thing's really cool. Love the spoilers on these. Look at how cool they are. And the backlights as well. It just goes so well. So this thing's actually done just over 100,000 miles, and the estimate for this one is just £1,750 to £2,500. Unfortunately we can't start it up, but I wouldn't say that interior looks like it's done 100,000 miles. Look at that, even the steering wheel, a bit shiny and stuff, but it all looks in good condition, all the parts you touch with your hands. Next to our Audi Coupe we have this, a V6 Bora. Very cloudy headlights there, but you only usually see these as a 1.9 TDI, but this has the V6 in it. Very clean inside as well, lovely leather chairs, pretty high spec for its day actually. Again, I don't have keys for this, but if we did, this would have sounded unreal, man. Just next to the Volkswagen Bora we have this, a Range Rover Vogue with some off-road tyres on there. This thing is absolutely massive compared to some of these other cars that are in here. But it's obviously been used for some sort of off-road purpose. But it's definitely interesting, it'll be to somebody's taste, but wow, what a car. And you might have noticed the gap in between the Bora and the Range Rover, and that's because I decided to take this car out for a blast. So I'm now out with another car. You might be able to see it is a BMW E46, but not just an E46, an E46 M3. Now this one is a convertible, this is a 2006 model, but it's absolutely beautiful. I think it's finished in carbon black, it looks black on the camera, but it is a sort of dark blue. But what a beautiful car, it is just purring away here. It seems pretty clean to be fair, and it's only got 89,000 miles on the clock. For a 2006 car, I'd say that's not bad. Now, we are missing the M3 badge on the wing, but I swear to you, it is a genuine M3. Now, it is a convertible, which isn't the most popular option for most people, but one good thing is the manual. It's not got the automatic gearbox. Now, these are regarded as being one of the best BMWs they ever did make, but I'm not sure on that because I don't own one, but I'm getting a wee drive of one now, and it already feels pretty smooth from how far I've drove it, and it sounds pretty good as well. Listen to this. Oh, what a noise, man. On the interior of the M3 we have these lovely black leather chairs with the M badge embossed in the headrests. Pretty cool. Like, this is still a really usable car even for it being a 2006. I mean, it even comes with a screen from factory. It might be a bit outdated, but it's still cool to see. I don't want to take this thing back, man, but we're going to have to park this back up and get on with the rest of the cars. We have another Mercedes, then this big lovely Lanchester. We've seen this one before, I think, or one similar anyway, and then a Mark V Volkswagen Golf GTI. Now this thing's got a few battle scars on it, but definitely a bargain for someone to pick up this weekend. It's done 117,000 miles, and the estimate for this is £2,500 to £3,000. It definitely could be a wee project for someone out there. And I feel like every car has a story to tell, but this one I felt like I had to tell you guys. This is a 1926 Draak TL. Yes, this thing was made 99 years ago and it was imported from France to the United Kingdom. This specific one actually featured in a BBC movie, The 39 Steps, as a German spy car. These things were made with a pushrod OHV6. Now I'm not going to act like I know what that is, but it sounds pretty cool. In the 1930s this car was actually owned by a guy named Andy, and he was contracted to deliver the newspapers to the northeast of Scotland in this thing. During and after the Second World War, this thing was used as a taxi until it was abandoned on the Kirkcaldy seafront. The current owner bought the car in 1966 after finding it abandoned inside a barn. It then got restored to how you see it today. And since the year 2000, the car has actually completed 4 rallies in France and Luxembourg from Scotland. So this car has a very rich and lengthy history. And what I got to do next, I could not believe. Right, so I am now in the driver's seat of this crazy car. I've got the gear stick down to my right leg. We're going to get a bash. Adrian's tried to teach me. So first gear is where third gear would be. So, and then you've just got your 3 pedals like your normal car. But obviously this isn't a normal car. So we'll get the clutch down into first. Right, get you ready to fall. We're moving. Right, we're away. Clutch back in there, straight back. Second.
And then if you want to engage third, come across to me and up to where first would be.
Okay, we'll go for third gear here. Wow, Here we go, me and Adrian having a nice day. Right, so we've spun ourselves around again, we're in first gear. We're going to give this old bus a wee bit of throttle and see how it goes. So we'll get ourselves going into second. Here we go. Just coming up to 40 miles an hour. Wow, what an experience, man. Pretty confident doing this again.
Oh, never.
That's a bit, no.
Unless you buy it at the auction. But for the right price, between 10 and 12,000, this could be yours.
That's mental.
You can trade in your Fiesta for this. Daily driver, man, that's what you want. So Aidan, what do you think of your first drive in a 1926 Draak?
Honestly, what an experience. I'm smiling, look at it, kind of what I mean?
Yeah?
What an experience, man. That's what I've got to say. It's unreal. So yes, I actually got to drive this crazy car. I definitely won't be forgetting this for a long time. So we've finished off with that first row, so we'll come down the second row now, with this first car being a Porsche Cayenne Turbo. Not the oldest of the car, being a 2007, but it's still cool to see. So a couple of these cars have been in the auctions before, like that green Volkswagen bus. So we'll pass up on these, Bentley, Rolls Royce, Bentley again, and then obviously the Volkswagen bus. Next to that we have this Jaguar X-Type, another one of these again. There's the one just up there, the silver one, this one in a blue colour. Then this, a Subaru of some sort. Never seen one of these before. What is it? We'll go and have a look. This is my first time seeing what it is as well. Subaru Legacy R-Spec B Auto. There we go then. Any Subaru R-Spec Legacy bloody blah blah blah. Any fans out there? And next to the Subaru we have this little beauty, a Honda logo. You don't see these every day. I think this thing's got about 55,000 miles on it. Look at that, man. Best colour as well, in the blue. Metallic blue. How cool is this? So yeah, on the clocks here, 55,000 miles. Hardly running, man. And you can tell the interior is clean. Obviously could do a wee clean on the carpets and stuff, but it's hardly worn in. Now, there is a few blemishes on the paintwork of the little Honda logo, but the estimate is just £1,000 to £1,500. Now, sorted at the end of this middle row is this, a Peugeot 106 Zest. Now, this thing is extremely clean. I mean, this thing is immaculate. Look at the wings, like, look even in there. That is all pretty solid down there for the age of this car, and most of these cars were just used as a runabout. Look at that in there. You can tell it's not been touched. Look at this interior as well, tartan interior. I really like this little thing. And we've got the Zest badge on the dashboard. How cool is that? An estimate on this thing of just £1,250 to £1,750. I really love the hatchbacks that come through the auctions at Morris Leslie, because it's always good to see the prices and stuff, and some of them come through for a bargain of a price. Just next to the 106 is this, a Volvo 440. Now this thing's from 1994, but it's got a tax disc for 8 to 8. So I don't know what's going on there, but these are quite cool. You don't see these now. The 440 is quite a rare model of Volvo. Looks pretty clean in here as well. What are we saying with mileage? 26,000 miles. 26,000 miles on that. I don't know if it's genuine or not, but if that's got 26,000 miles, that's mental. Just next to the Volvo we have this, a Mark III Golf Cabriolet. Now the estimate on this thing is once again £1,250 to £1,750. You know, you don't see these every day. The convertibles aren't to everybody's liking, but I think it's a pretty quirky car, especially with those nice steel wheels. I really like the steel wheels on them. Next to the Golf we have the Mark I Nova Saloon that we went out in earlier. Cool car that. We have this Triumph Stag that we've seen in a video before. That was quite cool. Love the colour on that. Rolls Royce Jaguar XK8 or whatever they're called. I can't remember. And then another Mercedes SL. So that pretty much rounds up that middle row there. But if we come back round to this commercial section, look at this. I've never seen this. This was tucked away. Ford Transit. I've never seen one of these for this age in person before. This thing is absolutely beautiful. This is a 1982, and for 1982 this thing looks in great condition. I'm assuming it's had work done, but you never know. Look at the interior as well. Leather seats, they look in great condition. I'm assuming these have been redone, because usually that would be all sagging and stuff. But how many miles we got on here? What is that? 93,000 miles. 93,000 miles on the Transit. Look at that big steering wheel as well, man. I've never seen one of these in person before. Coming down this last row here, first off we have this, a big Peugeot camper. That thing's really cool. I would love a camper van one day, to be fair, but oh, that's nice. We have a Volkswagen camper, another one here, this one being blue with like brown seat covers in there. Wow. Next to the camper we have a Morris 12. Then you may remember from the last video this Sierra Estate. Now there was two of these the exact same colour going through the last time, but this one obviously is going through again. Another car that we've seen the last time was this, the Peugeot 106, the white one. I really like this one. I prefer this one to the one that we've seen over here, the silver one. This one's extremely clean as well. I'll show you it again, it's so clean. I'll just give you a quick look at it. Like, look at the arch in there. It's literally brand new. Interior as well, very bright. But we've seen that before. Hopefully that goes this time. It didn't go last time. And then next to the Peugeot we have another Mercedes 190, but this one's a 190D. Next to the 190D we have this, an Alfa Romeo Brera. You don't see many of these, mostly because they're broke down. But this is nice to see. Estimate of £4,000 to £5,000. Not too bad. Pretty cool. I love the headlights on them as well. It looks so menacing. We have another Mercedes SLK, this one being a bit newer. And just next to the SLK we have this, a Ford Cortina. Now you might notice that I didn't say a Lotus Ford Cortina or a Ford Cortina Lotus because it's not genuine, unfortunately. However, it does look the part. What a beautiful car. So obviously we've got the legendary stripes down the side with the Lotus badging on the rear quarter there. On the interior as well we have the fancy clocks and dash and the Lotus gear knob. And although it's not a genuine Lotus Cortina, it still has had a full restoration I think, and it looks the part as well. What a beautiful car. So if this was a genuine Lotus, it would probably be worth around the 30 grand mark, but with it not being a genuine Lotus, with it just being a Cortina, this thing's estimated for £10,000 to £12,000. We also have a Triumph Dolomite here, finished in a yellow. It's similar to the one that's on the Stag, but that's a nice car, I really like that. We have the Draak that we went out in. What a raj car, man. Almost 100 years old. 99 this year, so this thing will be 100 years old next year in 2026. We also have a Bentley Mulsanne. The estimate on this thing is just £50,000, so think about the depreciation on this. This thing's only a 2015 car as well, so just turned 10 years old this year. There was also a Mercedes 500 SL finished in a lovely metallic blue colour. There was also a Jaguar 3.4S. There was also a few more cars lined up on the other side of the hall which had some really interesting stuff like the Mark IV Astra van and this Volvo S70. Yes, this has the big 5-pot engine in it. And there was also a very red Classic Mini 1275. It had red paintwork, red interior, and it also had the canvas roof, which was really cool. The estimate on this thing was £8.5 grand to £9,250. So there we have it, that is my day done here at Morris Leslie Auctions. What an experience again, man, getting to drive some rare cars, especially that 99-year-old, whatever it was called. No, but what an experience, man. Almost 100-year-old car that we drove today. Mark I Escort, loads of other cool stuff, man. What an experience and what a day. So I think I might be back up this coming Saturday when I'm filming this to go up and actually look at the auction, because I've never been to an auction before, so it would be good to see it in person. But honestly, even that was unreal. So I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like this video, comment down below and subscribe to the channel if you're new or you're watching my videos and you're not subscribed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.